Hello everyone and welcome to my The 100th Season 7 Episode 6 Nakara review. The word Nakara in this episode of course refers to the planet Nakara, but the word Nakara in general means a lot of things and when translated to English tends to mean bad or worthless, which based on what we find out about this planet makes a bit of sense. I will warn you though, I took about 3 times the amount of notes I usually do, so this may be a big one, but without further ado, let's get into this. We open seeing the time spent on Bardo from Diosa's perspective, with her going through a type of sensory deprivation to try and break her so she can go into memory cap. But if we learn anything in Season 5, it is that Diosa isn't a big fan of peaceful cooperation, and in the end she breaks out and runs into Gabriel, Echo and Hope, where they were left last episode, breaking out Octavia and seeing Hope, as well as learning that Bellamy is dead. She also gets very close to killing Hope, so thankfully the helmets of the disciples are extremely durable. Levitt meets up with Octavia and the group again, telling them to go to the surface, even though it isn't survivable for long periods of time, but still convincing Octavia that it is what's best for them. Our group on Bardo try to leave, but Gabriel doesn't want to risk their deaths, so he stuns everyone and then gets stunned, so now they have all been captured again. Damn it Gabriel, well done mate, top work from you. We jump back to Sanctum, seeing Maddy for the first time in a while. Indra is also not very popular with the few men she has left, and the Dark Commander is not helping, pushing Indra's buttons very much on purpose. Also, there was a theft at the armory with guns being stolen, so Indra and Murphy approach Nikki to ask about the guns. I just have to critique that "tell Raven I said bang bang" line. Jeez, that was out of place. Also, Nelson tries to kill Russell, or really the Dark Commander, with the Dark Commander absolutely destroying Nelson with only one hand, with him plotting with Nelson to take the power from everyone else, by making allies of the murderers and the thieves, then you take out the enemy's queen. Alright, that line makes up for the cheesy Nikki line. I really liked that line. Maddy is drawing the transport stone and the symbols, which is very curious. I am looking forward to seeing what is going on there. There are some theories that these images are coming from Lex's memories that are left over, which, if so, I really want to see how she knows about the stones. We also get a really cool scene of Indra and Maddy. It's kind of like a cool symbolism, with the soccer game representing the innocence of a child and Indra representing being the commander, with Indra convincing Maddy to act as the commander to one crew. Jackson, Murphy and Amori try to talk Indra out of putting Maddy into that situation, and Maddy runs off, which is fair enough. Also, Murphy is just comedic relief. You really gotta love having him around. Indra also has her badass Blood Rainer moment, fighting for command of one crew, which isn't as cool as Octavia's Blood Rainer scene, but I don't think she wanted to just murder everyone. That probably wouldn't have gone down too well, and it isn't really Indra's style. Anyway, but this scene did kind of show Indra becoming the leader that she has been for a long while anyway. We return to Nakara with Clarke and the gang. Nyla makes a bad joke and Jordan wants to meet green little people. But the group moves to the caves to find a stone, with the group clearly being stalked by something in the caves, with a spider-like creature jumping Raven and scratching up the disciple helmet, doing a fair amount of damage to it. They can't go back since the tunnel is blocked off by some sort of acid, giving me a real Labyrinth vibe and almost like Grave Encounters if you've ever seen that movie. Actually, with the wall constantly changing, it really reminds me of Grave Encounters. Raven figures out the walls move because they're not actually in a cave, they're in a living organism, which is actually a very cool concept and I do really like that. This leads to Clarke and Raven being separated from the rest of the group and having a bit of a moment. But they get to the stone and turns out all they had to do was shoot stuff. Going to be honest, that solution was a little underwhelming. I was hoping for a bit more on that, but I hope they revisit Nakara in the near future because I do really like the idea of the living organism under the ground. Also, Miller and Nyla make the connection to the second dawn, with the symbol being a phoenix, so from the ashes we will rise is quite an appropriate saying. And Raven selects another planet and off to somewhere else they go. Nakara, the living planet. The living planet. I would hope that was on purpose, but it can't be considering the Rick and Morty episode is too recent. But the fact it's a coincidence makes it just as funny anyway. Nakara, the living planet, has now been left behind. They clearly aren't going to Skyring, so they may actually be going to the next planet we haven't seen yet. Likely Etheria, or possibly even a dead Earth. But I'd say Etheria is more likely. Anyway, this was an alright episode. I feel like Nakara could have been a little more thought out, although the performance from J.R. Bourne playing the Dark Commander, Murphy of course, and Indra played by Adina Porter really made up for the simplicity that was Nakara. Also, we finally see someone make the connection to the Second Dawn cult, of which I am very, very glad. Anyway everyone, thank you for watching. Sorry this one was a bit long. I went through it about twice seeing if I could remove anything, but I actually just ended up adding more. I try to usually keep these under 5 minutes. But anyway, thanks for watching, check out my playlists, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye!